have been reported since voting started. Former rebel group and main opposition party, Renamo, has boycotted the elections and threatened to disrupt the vote. However, electoral authorities have vowed to go ahead with the polls, which are seen as a crucial indicator of the ruling Frelimo party's grip on power. There have been clashes and tension between Renamo and the ruling Frelimo party over the last few weeks. This after the former opposition pulled out of the 1992 Rome Peace Agreement. Well, tracking those polls for us in Mozambique is our reporter Jonathan Lungu, and he joins us on the line now. Good afternoon, Jonathan. How is the vote progressing where you are?
Well, good afternoon, Rishni. Voting started very well this morning. We saw a number of people, long queues, people started to line up in long queues in many of the voting stations around the Maputo city, because that's where we are based. We were at Josina Marshall Secondary School, which is one of the biggest voting stations in Maputo. People were there, came very early, and they showed that they are supporting the system or the elections.
Look, Renamo has repeatedly vowed to stop elections going ahead. They've denied these allegations, of course, recently. But do you see any signs of violence or intimidation at this stage?
Maputo was very peaceful, as it has been declared a holiday. We saw many people doing their own thing somewhere at the voting station, and we also went to one of the markets in the western part of the city. People were busy doing their shopping, and we haven't seen any kind of boycott. Because when we spoke to them as to why we had the market, and some of them said no, because of the heat, we will wait until the afternoon, or we'll wait until we finish what we are doing here. Then we'll go to the polls to cast our ballots. But we haven't had any reports of violence up in the north or central up to so far, because we have been trying to be in contact with the commission. Unfortunately, they are out of reach because of this election. But we hope that by sunset we'll be having something we'll know to what transpired in other parts of this country.
Jonathan, preserving the peace will be paramount today, especially with foreign donors watching closely. How visible are security forces where you are?
Yeah, we went to these polling stations, and we saw policemen and even soldiers around the police stations, as the National Commission of the Elections announced yesterday. The Director General, Mr. Naif, Felisberto Naif, announced that security will be very tight in many of these polling stations around the country. So that was an indication of making sure that they don't want any disturbance, because even earlier on, the chairperson or the president of the CNE or the commission, Abdul Karim, promised severe punishment for any violence in the polling station.
Jonathan,
yes.
Jonathan, you've been speaking to voters on the ground. What are the expectations of ordinary Mozambicans today?
Speaking to the ordinary Mozambicans, as I've indicated earlier, that I went to one of the markets on the western side of the city, which is Malanga market. People said yes, they will cast their votes, and what they want is change. Some said they haven't seen any changes, but some said, yeah, we have seen changes because now we are allowed to sell on the streets. Previously, we were not allowed, we were being chased away. Some said if maybe the municipality can even up their game by installing water, clean drinking water, because they are claiming that they are buying a bottle of water for about 35 cents in South African and 14 medical in Mozambican currency. So those are the indications that people really want change. But going to the polls, I think that will definitely make their life a bit easier from what they are seeing or from what they are experiencing at the moment.
Thank you, Jonathan. We are out of time. We're going to have to leave it there. Our reporter, Jonathan Lungu, coming to us from a peaceful Maputo, where local